Welcome. All right, let's put this in the ether. All right, you know this thing people keep talking about how hookup culture ruined everything. Well, women, right, allowed to happen, right? They, when you look at it, who's the gatekeeper of sex, right? Who's the gatekeeper of the activity of fornicating, right? Guys can't do it. It's frowned upon if guys do it, right? Guys don't control access to sex. When you look at hookup culture, who have um, who have the ground to authorize any of these activities? Women. So if somebody's to blame about how hookup culture is, right, is women. They're allowed to happen. They're going out being put having all these multiple partners without consequences. There's nobody else to blame, right? They need to look at themselves. This is the reason why this kind of society is going down because of what they're doing, right? Guys can't do this, right? It's frowned upon. Guys aren't initiating all these activities. I mean, all guys can do is just, say he's available. That's it. But women allow it to happen. People aren't willing to admit to it. But when you really look into it, right? This hookup culture, this culture that's destroying society, this culture that's making sex easy accessible, is their doing. Right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not for graping, right? Enforcing anybody, right? Guys in the right mind don't force that. We don't pursue that. Strong male figure don't pursue that. We can only take what we can get. But the person that allowed to happen, right? This hookup culture that go around and sleep around with all these multiple men, multiple partners, right? Are the women because they are the gatekeeper of sex, right? Guys can't do this. I don't know how many times I have to rephrase this for people to understand, right? And now we have them all complaining, right? You know what's to blame? It's hookup culture, and also hookup culture destroys the relationship. Hookup culture is destroying couples. Hookup culture, this and that. Hookup culture. You know what? You guys are dead. You guys did it for all these years, all this time because of the feminist movement pushing all these women are strong, right? Women can, do all these stuff. Try not to shame women, right? When you don't shame, this kind of thing happen. Shaming is there for a reason. Shaming there is to stop people from engaging in any inappropriate act, right? It's to prevent people from doing something that's not right, right? And all this stuff. A high body count is not right. A high body count is not something to be bragging about for women and men, all right? Culture, it has an origin, it has an instigator, right? It has a author or something like that. But guys can't do this. Guys don't control, the activity of hooking up, right? Guys can't do that. Guys don't have that much power. Guys are the gatekeeper of relationship, right? They determine who they want to be in partner with. They determine who want to be their spouse. They determine all these and that, right? They determine who they want to go approach and talk to, right? But at the end of the day, who control access to sex is women. They purely control access to it, right? Guys can't force himself upon her. He can't do that. That's totally inappropriate for men to do, right? I don't condone that. That's wrong, right? But, I keep hearing this, hookup culture to blame. Well, you guys started it. You guys allowed it to happen. Guys didn't allow this to happen, right? Guys just in it for the long run. I mean, not in it for the long run. Guys is in it because they're just there. You can say no to a man. He will not participate. You could reject men, right? It's easy for you to reject a regular guy, but if he's a 6 foot tall guy, he's hard to reject? You don't want to reject him? Alright? You reject every other guy else, but when it comes to guys with high standard, you're allowed to happen. Alright? Not only that, women are the one that use these apps the most. These Bumble, these Tinder, right? These apps are specifically designed for women, and they don't help society as well. They don't. If anything, they cause more problems. They perpetuate this hookup culture, right? These women are the one who use these apps the most. These apps specifically designed to cater to women, right? Bumble, Tinder, all this stuff. It's specifically catered to women. When a guy uses it, it doesn't have any features, any beneficial features for guys to use, right? We can't scale. We can't filter out weight from women. We can't do that for some of these apps. We can't do that. And some of these apps, guys have to be. I mean, guys can't approach these women. They have to be initiated by the woman. The woman asks the guys out or start the conversations. All right. So when it comes down to it, it comes back to the woman. Women allowed this to happen. This is debaucherous activity by hooking up, right? That contribute to their high body counts. This is what they don't understand. Stop using the app. You don't want this hookup culture to perpetuate? Stop using these apps. Stop being so available. Stop begging all the guys. Stop trying to pursue this high body count. That's nothing to be bragged about. Right? That's disgusting. Not only that, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable positions by get yourself infected by all these STIs out there. You don't know what guys have. You don't know what people have. You're just hooking up for random guys. You don't know their health history, right? We just got out of the age of pandemic, and all of a sudden, hookup culture is allowed. All right, for 3 years, 2 or 3 years, people are afraid to contact with each other. But when it comes to sexual activity, they didn't hesitate. Right? They didn't really care. Right? So if anything, this hookup culture is purely on their hands. They didn't want to allow it. They're the one who pursued this idea, especially the young one. Right? And not only that, over time they're gonna regret over it. They're gonna regret. Oh, I should have allowed this to happen. We warned you. People warned you. It's not like people didn't warn you. All over the world, people are using shaming tactics to stop you from doing what you're doing. All right? People don't shame just for the sake of shaming. They don't live day by day, waking up in the morning saying, who should I shame today? No. People in the right mind don't do that. They don't go out there and just want to shame people for the sake of shaming people. Right? I'm not shaming people. I'm just pointing out the obvious. You need to look at the obvious. Reflect on yourself. Look at the mirror. What have you done? What caused you to do this? Right? Are you following trend? Right? The hookup culture is just a trend right now. Right? You need to stop following trends. Follow yourself. Know what's right, know what's wrong. Stop participating in this debaucherous activity. Pure and simple. It's going to backfire on you. Stop having this idea of a high body count. That's nothing to be looking up to. That's nothing to be bragging about. Man and woman. Right? That's nothing to be bragging about. So what? You slept with so many people, okay? What does that accomplish? It accomplished absolutely nothing, right? It solved nothing. You're the same person that you're in. It doesn't propel you in their upper status. You know, it just make you a easy target, a person that's easily to hook up with, a person that's easily to sleep with, right? No effort. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. It requires no talent. Right? That's what it means when you're so available to anybody. When you're so easy. Right? But this hookup culture, it have the origin, it have the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper are women. They're the ones that allowed this to happen. Men didn't allow this to happen. Men just standing on the sideline like, all right, what girls allowed me to get her next? That's it. All guys have to do is talk to a woman, and the woman have to decide whether she want to sleep with him. All right. So at the end of the day, it's women are the gatekeeper of sex, and this hookup culture is purely they're allowed to happen. If they wouldn't allow it to happen, this thing wouldn't be a problem at all. All right. So I don't want to say it. It's hard. I mean, it's sad to say, but if you don't want this to perpetuate, to continue on, you need to stop it. Ladies, you need to stop it. All right, I'm doing this as a disservice to men out there because guys do not want to stop it. If anything, if anybody who benefit from this the most are men, because that's easy access to sex, right? Men, that's the easy access to sex, and men need to step up and just get stop thinking about sex. Try to be better in life. Sex is not the only thing in life, but at the end of the day, this hookup culture is primarily controlled by women. They allow it to happen. But if you have anything to say, leave your comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. On that note, peace and blessings.